Hello, everybody. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor. I'm so excited here to talk comic books with you today, and I brought one of my good buddies, Adan. What's up, dude?
What's up?
You're going to talk to me about weird, obscure comic book characters and their random, crazy powers. Yes?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I thought it'd be fun because I know comics, but I've never declared to be a huge comics guy. I read some as a kid. I read them occasionally now, but you are a comics encyclopedia. You know your comics in and out pretty well. I've seen what's that app where you keep all your comics in it?
Oh, CLZ?
Yeah, your CLZ is pretty vast. So I want you to, I challenged Adan to bring in, what do we have, 7 of the most weirdest superheroes, or not really always superheroes, just 7 of the weirdest comic book characters that have the weirdest powers. Yes. And I have to not only guess who these characters are, but try and guess their powers. And you're going to be able to play along with me at home. How fun is that? So Adan, is that how this game is going to play?
That's how we're going to go for it. And we're going to base it on the title and the image.
Okay, so we've pulled some images. We're going to look at the images together. We are going to guess at home. If you know, then you're better than me. Kudos. But let's try it. All right, round 1. Let's start with our first character. This is Brother Power the Geek.
Absolutely.
Brother Power the Geek. All right, I have him on 2 monitors here, so I'm looking back and forth. Looks like he's got like a Tony Stark shirt on. But he's also looks like a zombie. And he's got no face. I can't tell if that's shadow or on purpose. Is that on purpose?
That's shadow.
Okay, so it is shadow. He looks like a hippie. Looks like a hippie zombie, but he's got some like power band on there in the arm. And he's clearly Brother Power the Geek. This looks like some 70s. I'm gonna guess like LSD hippie gone wrong.
Not too far off. It was
because I see the peace sign and stuff back there.
Yeah, he was created around the hippie movement time,
okay.
And it was to appeal to that nature of publication. And he's actually been around for a fair while time.
So what's his powers?
Well, he has like your standard tropes, so like super strength and like speed. But really? The biggest power that he has is the fact that he's even alive.
Because he is a zombie.
Well, he's not quite a zombie. Are you giving up on this?
Oh, I've given up. Yes. Tell me.
Oh, he was inspired by like Frankenstein, but he's a mannequin.
He's a mannequin?
Yes.
What? See? Now I didn't guess that. So he's a living mannequin.
He's a living mannequin.
Okay. How did he gather super speed and everything else?
Basically, to sum it up, it was a lightning storm.
Of course.
Well, he was just a regular mannequin, lightning storm, like some radiation, and struck by lightning and became alive. And then he got in a group.
So it's like the movie Mannequin.
Exactly, but with superpowers.
With what's his name? Jonathan Silverman, or no, it's Andrew McCarthy. I think. I'm thinking Weekend at Bernie's. Mannequin, and then they did Mannequin 2 on the move.
Yeah.
Shot in Philadelphia, mind you. A good film. I like the original. But all right, wow. So he's a living mannequin who. So no LSD powers. I was wrong.
Well, no, not quite. He did try running for Congress.
Well, it's close.
And then was sent into space by Ronald Reagan.
Oh.
And came back and tried to
run
the
space race.
Yeah, he tried running back in D.C. when he came back again. So it was a ridiculous character.
All right, well, there you have Brother the Geek. It's time for round 2. Ooh, Big Bertha, it looks like.
That is actually her name.
Because I see she's stepping on the big because she's so much bigger than the word big. Mm-hmm. Clever. And her name is Bertha. Hold on, I'm going to make this a little bigger while we're talking. Wow. Big Bertha. I mean, this is obvious. I don't want to make overweight jokes, but it seems to me she has a eating problem, is my guess. She's also clearly a wrestler. Looks like she's a wrestler because she's wearing a unitard and she's like, I don't know. So I'm assuming she is a wrestler who can eat people.
Not quite. She is actually an Avenger.
Whoa.
She's a member of the Great Lake Avengers.
The Great Lake Avengers. Are they here in Florida?
No,
Lando Lakes?
More like Midwest. Her power is being fat and getting like large. It gives her like indestructibility and like super strength. But she's actually a supermodel.
Oh, okay.
And so she starts off super thin. And then when she puts on her suit and she's a mutant. So she transforms into that as her power.
Does it give her strength?
Yeah, it gives her super strength. Now, in order to go back to being a supermodel, she has to throw it all back out.
Throw it all up.
Throw it all up.
Oh, she's bulimic.
She is literally bulimic as her superpower. So
that's not good.
Nope.
Is this still this comic? She's not still around.
She's in continuity.
Really?
She is. She's been around since like the 80s or late early 90s, I want to say. And I have comics with her in it. She's like was a long time running member of that.
And she's still like barfing out to become skinny and stuff.
They haven't changed her powers.
Are they at least like commenting on that and making it sound like it's a bad thing?
I have never read an issue where they actually address it.
She's got an eating disorder. If she's barfing out and be getting skinny and fat, that's not healthy.
They attribute it to her being a mutant.
Is she strong when she's skinny?
No, she's like regular human.
So in order to get powerful, she's got to grow to Big Bertha.
Exactly, but she doesn't eat to become like Big Bertha. She just like Shazam, Big Bertha, and it just turns
now
into
it's Big Bertha. The scale of Big Bertha. How looking at this image here. How big would Tony Stark be in comparison to her?
Oh well, like Tony Stark will have a bigger build than her, but she's like tall, like supermodel.
But similar height as a Tony Stark.
I want to say, well, in the comics they're all like pretty big.
So she's not like huge.
No,
she's not like the Blob.
But when she becomes like that, she becomes like the Blob. There's like a comic image where she's actually facing the Blob.
But I'm saying Big Bertha scale, normal person scale, they're the same scale. It's not like Big Bertha goes like this.
Oh no, yeah, she does grow.
So that's my point. Tony Stark stays regular size. Yeah. Big Bertha would dwarf him by how much?
Easily double it.
Okay, so she does grow in height as well as size.
That's like the Blob. It's just like he just gets big.
Wow. All right. Well, that's weird. Any other thing to mention about her? She barfs out when she wants to get back to her skinny supermodel size. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's her career aside from being an Avenger. I haven't really followed her too much, but like I figure I'd give you a couple layups.
All right. That was a little bit more obvious. Let's check out round 3. Whoa. Okay. This guy is definitely from like this. Looks like the '60s era, and he's going for like there's a bee next to him, and man, are those clown pants? He really likes that buckle, and he's got a laser beam. I'm gonna go with it's a Pinko. Okay.
Well, you want his name?
Yeah.
Red Bee.
Red Bee. Okay. Or is that a Ditko? Who made it? Is this Marvel?
This is actually DC.
Oh, okay.
And if memory serves, it's DC. I want to say it was in like the 1940s.
Red Bee. Okay, so 1940s Red Bee. Very colorful.
Or he may have been a little bit later, but like
I'm gonna guess he can fly and has bee powers.
Not quite.
He's not like Ant-Man?
No, he's actually closer to like Green Hornet and like Batman in some cases.
So he doesn't actually have the powers.
Nah. I had to throw some curveballs just in case.
Okay. But he has a bee.
He does. He does.
Can talk to the bees?
I mean, the closest thing that he does is he trains bees.
That's a big bee too. Or does he shrink?
No, the bee doesn't do anything. So he has like a stun gun, and he fights crime, and he trained himself to fight, and he uses the stun gun, and he also uses his bees. He grabs his bees and like throws them at his opponents, and he has a favorite bee named Michael, and he uses that to attack his opponents.
Well, it does, but I thought when a bee stings somebody, it like dies. Doesn't it die after it stings somebody?
Yes, but it's comic logic. So
okay, so this bee has like a million stingers and just keeps stinging over and over.
They just survive.
Wow. All right, Red Bee, and he's just a regular dude. Good for him. Regular dude who dresses like that with a stinger gun and a bee named Michael. Hey, not going to judge the guy. Is he still in circulation?
No, I haven't seen him in a long time.
All right, well, there's Red Bee. Let's move on to round 4. Here we go. Next up. Ooh, Ragman. Okay. Revenge is sweet as souls. So he's kind of got like a Doctor Doom and a Moon Knight vibe to him. And it looks like he's got rags on his face. I'm going to guess he does Ragman. Okay. He is going to wipe things up with his magic. He's got magic. So I'm going like wiping like with a rag. And he's just like a rag doll. So he's like he's got magic powers.
Well, yeah, he does have magic powers. So that's a very broad but very accurate.
Safe, vague answer.
He's actually in Gotham as well.
Okay, so he's DC Batman villain.
No, he's a hero.
Oh,
yeah. And that image is actually from the second series volume. I want to say post-crisis. Yeah, post-crisis. So he's been around for a while, like 80s to 90s. And in that version, he lives in, basically the main character worked at a pawn shop. Him and I want to say it was his father. They got beaten by drug dealers, and
I don't know why I found that funny.
Well, it gets better. So he survives, but gets sent to the hospital by a friend that was homeless. And then the father dies, and he comes back, and he finds two people posing to be his uncle and aunt that were actually working with the drug dealers. And he gets beaten again.
Of course.
And finds a box with rags in it, and the rags attach themselves to him. He ends up killing one of them, and the other one...
The sentient rags become part of him.
Exactly. And what happens is the rags will cover them, the victim or the villain, and it will absorb their soul. And becomes another rag on top of him.
Wow. So the rags just build up and of all his victims.
Exactly.
It's kind of like Katana and her sword. It grabs the souls of its victims.
It gains its power. And it turns out it's based on the Jewish religion.
Okay.
The golem. And he's protecting the people, like the homeless people and the poor. So he lives in poverty.
And he doesn't eat pork, I imagine, then, too.
They never really address that. Not in my eyes.
But
no he attacks
animals
all drug dealers.
Yeah, okay. Wow, all right. Well, there you go, Ragman. I mean, that one kind of sounds kind of cool. Is he cool?
Well, they actually brought him in the Arrow universe not too long ago, but they didn't.
Of course, they need to pull as many villains as they can from that CW world.
Well, yeah, he was teamed up with the Arrow, but they didn't really use him as maximum capability as he could. He's like more like
look that up. There we go. Who remembers
Ragman?
Ragman?
Kind of like Spawn with the living costume.
All right, let's go to round 5. We call him the HemoGoblin. Oh my God, the HemoGoblin. So it's like that's in your bloodstream, right? The hemoglobulins. How do is that the word? Is it HemoGoblin? Yep. No, it's a hemoglob. What is the real medical term?
Well, hemo is like just for blood. I want to say.
No, there's like a hemo. Now I sound stupid, but he's the HemoGoblin. So I'm imagining he infects your bloodstream with diseases.
Yes. You're not far off. It's basically HIV.
What?
Yeah.
He gives it to people?
Yeah. So
he's a villain then.
He is definitely a villain.
That's an extreme idea.
Yeah. Well, and this one was created in DC as well. Only lasted, I think, 1 issue, and it was created by like a white supremacist group.
What?
To attack others and infect them, for anybody who's not part of their agenda. And I believe he died of the diseases too. But he did manage to infect 2 superheroes.
Wow. This so it's a hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is the real word, which is the red protein responsible for transporting oxygen in the blood of molecules, etc. That's what hemoglobin. That's what I was trying. So he's the HemoGoblin. They mixed it up. That's clever, but kind of creepy and weird.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And so basically, he's just a disease vampire, but he gives it instead of takes it.
That's kind of interesting. A disease vampire is like infecting the blood versus just killing them. All right.
Yeah.
And but he's not still in circulation.
Oh no, they killed him super quick.
He's not in the Arrowverse either.
No.
That would be an interesting episode.
That would be both a fantastic and horrible episode at the same time.
A special episode. All right, here we go. And next up, this is interesting. Looks like an X-Men. There's an X on there, and it looks like, is that a beard?
No, that's a girl.
It's like, okay, well, it could be a bearded lady for all I know. She's holding on to herself, so there's some sort of just like she's not confident in herself a little bit. She looks a little timid, but she's got her foot up, so unsure. I have no idea. Is this an X-Men?
She is a mutant.
Okay.
I can't remember if she's in the Marvel Universe, and she was a member of she appeared in X-Force.
Okay. I'm going to guess she is a shapeshifter.
Do you want her name?
Sure. Okay, give me that.
Genie.
Genie. Okay, so like gin, like in alcohol.
Or Jenny.
Jenny. She is gonna Genie. She's going to be gets people drunk. She can go.
I want to say there are characters that do that.
Yeah.
But not her.
Okay.
Actually, her power is to be able to control seismic waves based on her blood alcohol level.
So if she's drunk, she can do more damage or less?
More.
So the drunker she gets, the more damage she does to others.
Yes.
Wow. And that was an actual X-Force character? So she would just take shots like Jessica Jones style. She's just...
Yes.
Oh, he's glug glug glug.
And the thing about that, like her character is like tragically broken because of her power, and she chooses to be a superhero because of that.
Well, it's kind of like the one in the Umbrella Academy, the one who can see all the dead people, and he becomes a drug addict to try and push it all away. So that there is interesting stories to be told with like addiction and drugs and superheroes and the powers. So that sounds like that's a dark one. Okay, Genie, and she's got to take the gin in order to use the powers, and will she?
She actually ends up using her powers against her own teammates often, but granted, she's drunk.
Because she's drunk. Hey, that's a conflicted character. That's an interesting story, at least.
Yeah.
Tony Stark got drunk too. All right, last up. How are you guys doing at home? I hope you're playing well. You're doing good levels, getting good score. Final up. Here we go. Well, this looks like what the hell? Some sort of weird. Is that a bell on his head? Is he a dinging bell?
That is a bell.
Okay, so he's a bell, and he's got a ringer on his head, on his hand, or is that a pizza slicer?
No, that's a
light bulb,
like a ball.
So he's got a ball that he can ring his own head.
Yes, and
wow,
his name is Dr. Pong.
Dr. Bong Bong. Well, what's the guy's name? The yellow knight character in DC in the Justice League. He's got the blue. He's got the yellow sort of knight. He's like dreams. He's like the Doctor Strange of DC.
You're talking about Dr. Fate.
Dr. Fate. Is that like, is he like that at all?
No. He's closer to like a Dr. Doom.
Okay.
He is a Howard the Duck villain.
Howard the Duck villain. Bong. Okay.
And what do you think his powers are again?
Ringing bells. He can like bong, and then the sonic waves of his bongs make everyone go, I can't hear. It's like in Logan.
Kind of, yeah. He's very proficient with using sound as like as a weapon, and he can like bend metal and so forth. But it's actually not induced by like any genetic powers. He's actually like very competent scientist.
Okay.
And he does genetic manipulation as well. It's like he's even turned Howard the Duck into, I want to say, like a rat at one point. And
Howard the Rat.
Exactly. Now the fun thing though, no one knows how he became so smart. He was a journalist.
Of course.
He was a journalist at first, and he became fascinated with journalism because of like rumors that were said about his mom as a kid, and got into that career. And then later he became fascinated with a woman, and then after being fascinated with a woman and like obsessing over her, he became Dr. Bong. And
Dr.
no
Bong.
one.
He doesn't smoke a bong. He just bongs as in like bong,
Exactly.
bong, bong.
And then he like lost his hand, and he uses that. I think that was from Deadpool cutting off his hand at one point.
Gave him a reason to just hit himself.
Yeah, he actually does hit himself.
And is that an actual bell or just a mask?
It's like a mask that goes on, but he does hit it in order to induce the sound.
But does his mouth move and stuff?
I don't remember. Well, it's a comic, so
it just looks weird because his face is part of the bell. So
yeah,
how does he,
but it's like that's why
he animated that.
He's kind of like Dr. Doom in that sense. He's always wearing the helmet.
Okay.
There's like I want to say there was a point where he actually cloned himself, and there was like baby Dr. Bongs, and they all have the bell head. So it's just weird.
Yeah, sounds like it. Well, there you go, Dr. Bong. All right, well we did it. Fantastic job, Adan. Wow. Bravo! I think I failed on all of them.
No, you came close with a couple of them.
Close calls. Well, that was a lot of fun. Thanks for bringing that. That was a good game. We'll have to play that again sometime. What did you guys think at home? Tell me what you thought in the comments. How did you do? Did you get a good score? Should we do this again? What's the weirdest, most obscure, craziest superhero you've heard of? Tell it in the comments below. I'll have Adan go scout them and pull it for a future episode. Thank you so much for watching. Adan, anything you want to plug?
Nerd Tots. We're still doing some D&Ds on there. But other than that, follow us. Watch, ring that bell, subscribe, all that jazz.
Love it. Ring that bell. You can follow at me at Andy Signor on all the socials and check out my Kickstarter. Please, I know I keep talking about it, but I just keep reminding you. Please, please, please support that so we can get this new project going. And be sure to subscribe and hit that bong, the little notification bell. Otherwise, YouTube screws us. Have a great week, everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye.